Hello and welcome to the racing. What start that is to a racing league to STB Racing League here for the season 26 Belgian Grand Prix for this Tier 2 grid for tonight. As you can see, we're already straight into the race because we had to restart the lobby because an intruder managed to join the lobby. So, and obviously we've copy and pasted the weather. It is very wet for the start of this race, and it should dry out towards the very end of the race. Surprised there won't be absolute floods at the Eau Rouge river down to Eau Rouge. But yeah, here we go. Ready for the race. It's going to be a very wet one. Apparently, it was the weather icons had stormy, as in like lightning. Yeah, but the thing is, you can't have lightning, storms option in the presets. You're just limited to very wet, overcast, light cloud, and then clear, and then dynamic, obviously. But yeah, so this is what we're having to live with, a very wet start. It's going to give everyone a bit of a surprise. It's going to be a very wet conditions. I wonder if anyone's going to risk it for intermediates. Might be worth maybe taking the risk. Has anyone took that risk there? That's the main thing. Darkin has! There you go! Intermediates for Darkin. You know what? Fair enough. But considering it's going to be like this, very wet for a while, I rate his choice. Because that could come clutch. Because if this rain, if the track just clear up a little bit, when when the car's driving over it, if the track just clear up a little bit, then with the cars, maybe it'd be worth it. Maybe the track will just dry out that little bit on the racing line. But because considering it's absolutely fully wet conditions, I'm not sure how that will work. So you keep an eye on him. Those obviously those intermediates don't clear the water as well as the wet tyres do. The wet tyres really disperse the water much better than the intermediates. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Just see the spray coming off just looks a little more dense on the wet tyres. So yeah, McLaren going for a risky choice there on the intermediates. We'll keep an eye on him. You'll see if he's dropped down to last by the end of the lap, which is quite a long lap, then he's obviously taken the wrong choice. So we'll see how that goes for him. Put the weather, obviously, because it was I've had to do the presets. You can have 3 options over the course of the race. You can have, and I put it on fully wet, and then partially cloudy at the end. So maybe in the last like 7-8 laps, maybe. I know it's not always exactly accurate. I'm hoping it should stop raining. Maybe we might have a couple laps of dry weather. But the thing is, though, if it does stop raining and it doesn't get dry enough until the last couple of laps or so, I wonder if anyone will try and stick out on the wet tyres. Mardy's been disqualified from the formation lap. He's going to have some nice ice cold wet compound tyres. Luckily the wets are generally quite good with the wet in the cold temperatures anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad. Not quite like what the slicks are like. Slicks are really bad because obviously cold tyres makes a big difference. So we're getting ourselves prepared. Everyone on the grid. It's going to be very difficult to see the grid markers. They're very good. More barely even see them. So better find where it is located. Salatrax has already cocked his positioning up. Silent Pistol is engaging his autism here and completely going at an angle. At this rate, it'd be clashing with Justin. Everyone disqualifying. You say it was quite difficult to see, and it is shown here. Everyone's struggling to actually line the cars up on the grid here. So, 22 laps, wet Belgian Grand Prix here. 5 lights and away we go for a very gingerly and careful start. Nicholas holding it into turn 1 and everyone brakes. Oh, and then back out, Mastermind hit the back of Pistol. That's Justin. As all navigate, there's already yellow flags already. I think there's been a clash already at the back. Tharlo's been involved with Aveling and Spenny. This is all way on down Eau Rouge and Madion. Darkins has already lost a couple places. Oh, and he's really struggling on his intermediates. He's going to really get held up by Spenny here. As his cars all over the place, there's a dishing around. As Nicholas continues to lead, and Danny in P2 have already got a nice gap to P3 here. Side effects up the inside of Pistol, up into P3. As the Aston Martin looks like to go round the outside of the Pistol, it's very difficult to see the spread. Oh, Pistol just gets the car round the outside of Justin, holds the P4. I think somebody went wide there. It's Cammy, lost in the position there to Tharlo. Already behind Maldy now. Already gains 4 places off the start here. It's not looking good for Dark at the moment. He's lost 3 places, or 2 or 3 places off the start on his intermediates. It don't look like they're working at the moment. And if it stays as wet as it is, it's going to have to hold on for a good 50. People going wide here. As now it's side by side with Tharlo and Maldy. Oh, and they make contact going into the corner very slightly. It's difficult to see with the spray. Oh, and Maldy's turned into Tharlo. Tharlo's got pinched on the curb. And that's not good for Tharlo. No. It's not a very good driver. Alpine's taking a very unusual line into that corner. Taking the wet line to its extreme as Tharlo's now going around the outside of Maldy. Maldy's already used all of his overtake. Tharlo's got a little bit left to use. He's just used it to get ahead of Maldy. Now Bird's behind him. And Darky's lost a position. Oh my god, Spenny's all over the place. He's lagging. All over the place is Spenny. Side by side here for Watui and Tharlo. Side by side, 2 by 2 here. Tharlo's Nicholas leads the way, and Danny right behind him. Danny loves these conditions, and these two are really loving it right now. They already pulled up a 2-second gap at the moment. So looking great as grated cheese. Bird now on the way down. Is he going to make a little bit of a lift actually there? Not quite flat out, but he took the lift very early on. I think it would be better if he lifted a bit more later and carried the speed a bit more up the hill. But here he comes, he's got the overspeed. He's running out of ERS here, but he's still got the speed anyway to get past Watui. Watui just keeps it in none. And up the inside, doesn't quite get the move done. There's a clash, and that onto the curb. This might give Maldy a little bit of a sniff on Watui here. Magic going on the outside, but he's going to run himself off the gravel. He's running himself off the track there. And there's to be careful of Cammy looking to come back in. It's going to run outside of Maldy. And the outside line might be better here. I would have liked to think normally. Maldy just holds it as a little bit of lag just to get back ahead. Interesting stuff there in the gap. Oh, Danny looks like he's made a mistake somewhere because he's now 1.2 seconds off Nicholas and Pistol's almost within a second of him. So Danny's definitely made a mistake somewhere. But he needs to get his head back down. He's out of the slipstream on Nicholas. Where Nicholas got his pace from, I do not know. He was tier 3 last season. Now he's absolutely flying, leading tier what? Tier 2. Where does pace come from? The Brazilians down there, especially the brother Kehoe, who does tier 1 sometimes. They've all gone up a tier. I don't know what they have for the supper, for the dinner at Brazil, but Maldy might know. But whatever it is, it's giving him pace. Danny has put a little bit of a gap on Pistol, showing he has got some pace. Darkin is holding on for now, but he's already now a second behind Spenny. So the interviews, you can hold on, but whether it's the right choice, I wouldn't know. So Tharlo already up into P5 then. Bird's not too far behind, the 3 places down. Oh, you know what, I would love these conditions. I think that might be flat for Tharlo there, bit of a slide. Bit of lack of driver skill there. That's Justin now looking to get past Pistol. Pistol's got the battery to try and hold on, but no, Aston Martin uses all of his battery to get past and got the position done. Pistol will have to back up for now. Remember, there's no DRS here. Oh, a bit of a wobble then for the Aston Martin. Gets caught on the curb. Danny's lost more time. Danny's losing. He's making mistakes here. And Nicholas has now got a 3.2 second lead. Danny's made another mistake. He's lost another half a second somewhere. I thought he loves these conditions. What's going on? I think it might be simple mistakes he's losing. He must be making small mistakes. That's the thing. You might have pace, but there's no point in having pace if you're constantly losing it every corner. Well, maybe every lap, once a lap, because, you know, there's no point being quick everywhere else and then losing half a second in somewhere else. Otherwise, it takes away the whole point of being fast in the first place. So we're just sliding there. Pistol hugs the corner a little bit better. Doesn't use much curb. Which is fair enough. Very gingerly. It's probably... Why does this Ferrari engine sound so weird? I don't know. Bit wide there for Tharlo. Pistol gets back past. Struggling in traction, and Nicholas sets another fastest lap of the race. He is showing no drop in pace here. It is full-on 100% commitment for the Brazilian driver. At least up here, at least his lag can't cause any chaos. It's the one good thing about him being this far up, because he is known for obviously being in Brazil, the internet not being great. But when you're out this far in front, the internet has no problems because he's clear everyone. It's now 4 seconds. Danny's fallen back to the train. Luckily, there's no DRS, so it's not exactly going to be easy to make past. As long as he has his DRS and he keeps the gap going up over Asian Radion, he'll be okay. But he's really struggling. He's not having fun out there. It's Danny. He's fallen to the clutches here. Maybe he hasn't quite got the setup nailed yet. It's going to be a long race, isn't it? Right, it's Belgium, it's generally quite a quick track, but yeah. The Darkin is currently P11 on intermediates. He's not ahead of Maldi. So clearly there's things working, and obviously a bit of a mistake there for Spenny. Oh, it might be just a bit of lag. Obviously we will clear a little bit of a line. I think he actually did lose it there, did the Spenny, and now Maldi's coming within him. Hook within. Justin side by side into the bus up chicane. A bit of a jostle out of the corner there. I wish there was a camera angle just on the exit of that chicane to have to stare it from all the way from the spray. But up into P4 he goes, all the way up into P3 then. Here we go. Maldi's got past Benny then. Up into P11. Darkin now leading the way on his intermediates. Took a bit of a wide there at turn 1, but leaves him with a decent exit. The intermediates are clearly not working great at the moment. He is ahead of some people, but realistically the trainer he should be behind. He's nowhere nearer than now. So, oh, and that's wise by Maldi. That's definitely a warning. Yeah, intermediates aren't great because you can see a bit of a I say dry line, a slightly less wetter line on the racing line, which might help a little bit. Thing is, even though I've put what the weather's going to be, I don't actually know when it's going to stop raining. So, if it stops raining in the next, like, I don't know, 7 laps, I think Darkin could probably make it to the dry periods. But at the moment, if it dries up around like 15, 16, you might have to pit again. At least if he does pit again, it does give him the option of staying out to the end on the slicks, and Spenny's now gone again at P1. It's not down to the last. So internet definitely does help because it really puts him in a dodgy situation with the other people around him. And for him, the drivers will be in different places than what everyone else sees him. So it'd be the case of, well, don't crash into the lagging cars. Tharlo already up to P3 now, fighting with DJ Danny. He's got a switchback of dreams on the Mercedes driver. Danny used a bit of overtake there, trying to head. Spenny's already got another penalty through Blanchemont. Danny's got a bit on the inside there, and Tharlo's done another switchback. Doesn't quite have the traction to really gain there. Danny's saving his ERS now, and now Tharlo's going for the overtake now. So Danny knows he's not going to fight him then. Danny slides all over the place. Now Danny is not using his rear, he's using the overtake, using the slipstream and the overtake to re-pass the Williams, and back past he goes. That's what you call racecraft. Now Tharlo's going to try to hold up around the outside, but no, he's run out of grip. One of the minutes where he's not even turning, it's just the car's just sliding for him. Like he's going around the corner, the car's rotating around, but he's not putting any steering input in. Weird. So I can't never get around the pad. I couldn't even do the dry, I mind in the wet. Maldi and Spenny both gone into the intermediates. Interesting. Why they both gone on lap 6, I do not know. Maybe they think the terrain's drying. And maybe they think getting on one now, get a bit of an undercut. Apart from that, nothing spectacular is happening. Off went Tharlo there. Momentarily. Tharlo just has a better line through there than Danny. Danny, he takes it very wide, very early. Well, Tharlo's trying to get back past into turn 1. That's not Santa Far, that's bloody Monaco. Keep forgetting what the turn name is for Belgium here. Sandevot's but definitely Monaco, isn't it? That's where that meme came from. Now Danny, the thing is, now Justin's closer to Danny than Danny is to Tharlo. And Danny's running out of overtake here. And Justin is keeping in hot lap. He's gaining, but not close enough. Going through P1. Oh, and Justin got a penalty for that. It's a bit harsh. He was sliding. A warning's a warning. So that makes it a little more. Justin's got another. He's got to think this through here and what he's going to do and how he's going to pick his battles. He might try and hold it where he is now. Continue fighting like normal, or maybe try something a bit different now. He's got the penalty. But Danny losing touch on Tharlo. Nicholas has got a 5.3 second gap here. Is that enough to keep Tharlo at bay? Danny getting defensive into the bus up chicane just to go around the outside. A bit of touchy. Danny closes the door and hits the back of Danny. And now on the traction, it's built another 7/10 to Tharlo. As fast as up he goes. Pace is on the cards. Oh, just my God, into the back of Danny. And now it gives Bird a bit of a sniff. Bird needs to get through. He can't let Tharlo just run away with it, but he technically already has at this point. Very close up Rouge and Radiant. So close actually. I'm surprised they haven't got a drastic amount of dirty air. Here comes the Aston. It's got the move on Mercedes around the outside. Is he going to get it done? It's almost 3 wide, almost with the Red Bull. And Danny holds it. Oh, there's a collision. Danny gets touched by the Aston, and the Aston cuts the corner. And Danny gets pinched, and the McLaren Aston Martin returns to the track very dangerously. And he came back onto the track and went straight onto the racing line. He didn't hold it to keep it to the left. So if there is a penalty we dished out, that'll be for Justin. Because Justin looked like he turned into Danny there, into Lecomte, which then caused the collision. Because Danny has the right to dictate the line. as long as it gives space on exit. And Bird has got through, but damage has already been done. Tharlo's already got the gap down to 4.3. Oh my god! What? I just caught that. Bloody hell, that was a big slide. He's definitely lost a tenth from that. Jesus. Even with that, Follow puts fast after the race. He's got so much pace. Pisses on the pits then. Does the rain look like it's slowed down? It does look, maybe it has, I'm not sure. It looks quite heavy. And it's a set of intermediates for the Red Bull driver, so he's got very important data from Maldi saying intermediates, do you feel decent? It is still pretty quick heavy rain out there. Watui's also in the pits for set intermediates. Obviously it is either not quite drying out yet. I think it is actually slowing down actually. It's almost stopped. So actually no, it's still raining, it's just the camera angle being weird. So yeah, the raining is still coming down pretty hard. But I think the dry line is that line is drying out. And it's got darkening up into 7th place. But the thing is, when does the rain stop? And how long can those intermediates last? Because I have no clue. The only people that know how long those tyres can last are the people that are on the track. You know, I don't have a whole list of free practice conditions in the wet lined up in front of me, knowing exactly how long those tyres last. But if they can last about 14-15 laps before the dry period comes, then darkening will be laughing. But we don't know, if it doesn't stop raining until like that 19-20, it might be worth staying on the Inters. But the thing is, because the track's so long, 2 laps could be quite a lot compared to, I don't know, 2 laps at Austria. You know what I mean? Austria you could probably gain about a second, but then if you're on Belgium you could gain like 3 seconds just because there's so many more corners to navigate through and gain the time back. Per sector for Darkin actually there, so showing that the tyres are actually coming in here. His pace is probably now stronger than the people ahead of him. Intermediates probably are just starting to lose their peak performance in terms of this is all in essence all over the place going into that corner. And the other 2 dip into the pit lane, Ossinox and DJ Danny. Maybe Danny will prefer the intermediates a little bit better. So into the pits they go then. Set of intermediates then as well. Getting themselves ready for that drying off period. Same for Ossinox as well. Oh, it's going to be close coming out the pit lane. Oh, they're together. And Danny just about has to stay behind. And Watui's got a 3-second time penalty. And Ossinox has gone wide. He's cut the white line exit. He's cut the white line on the exit there. And Danny's just breezed past him. So I'm not sure how that quite works out. But they've got ahead of Pistol. Was Pistol ahead or behind these guys coming out the pits? I can't remember. And mine's retired. He's retired on track. He's in the pit lane. He's retired in the pit lane. So Maudi has effectively, I think he's just given up at this point. I generally think he's just given up. Well, it was good practice for tomorrow when it rains. Oh, that's a slide for Spenny there. So the other drivers, Nicholas and Bird, just all decided to stay out here. But the thing is now, Darlow is going to get a massive undercut here. But is the undercut not worth it? Oh, and Ossinox is hitting the back of Bird, almost hit the back of Danny, and it's lost himself a rear end. And Piss has got a warning because of all the sliding that Ossinox is doing. Danny he's keeping it in none all the way around his second sector. And it's just recharging the batteries up. And that's the thing, when you're using none, the power, you lose like 160 horsepower when you do that. And that's enough to really get the car behind, just closing up on you. As the power still delivers, it actually throws the person behind off. Now Danny, he's still keeping it in none. He's not even using it. Okay, he's up between him, now he's going to overtake. But it's too late, Danny. It's too late to respond. He's now using everything he's got. Danny was caught napping there on his ERS management, but he's looking straight back. The thing is now, he spent 50% just trying to regain the place back. Oh, and there's a contact as well. Oh, did he squeeze the Mercedes in a bit wide there? And Haas just not taking into account that Mercedes actually is there. Danny did not turn into him there. Even though Danny's used a lot of battery for that. So his Osinox pace is actually down to 20% here. Probably just using it trying to keep up. Oh, a bit of a slider, and because it's raining, the rain lights are consistently flashing, so you can't even tell when people pull it into none, because they're using the because you can't tell when the light's not flashing or flashing. On the condition, Spenny has retired in the pit lane, I believe. But yeah, you can't tell when somebody has it off, because when in the dry you can see the light flashing, but because it's raining, that light's flashing regardless of what the energy is deploying. So you can't tell when people put it into none. So it's the case of you've got to assume that they're using none because of how slow they are. And it obviously really caught Osinox out when coming into this section. Oh, and there's a big slide for Danny, and there might be a warning for track extending as well. That's definitely a warning for Pistol. That's it's doing Esteban Ocon here in Austria, just making your own track layout. Was it Austria or was it France? Might be France actually when he did that. I think I just seen memes from Austria. Nicholas then. Oh, and a big bad crash! A big massive crash for Tharlo and Nicholas. Tharlo's in the barriers. Nicholas, it looks like he's got away with it. Doesn't look like he's got any significant damage. So that's how close they were. Tharlo definitely made contact. Somehow both of them are coming away scot-free. That's reduced damage for you. But obviously that brought them together, that did. And there's a Williams actually side effects around just after this at the start of the sector. It's going very slowly. No, it's not side effects, sorry, it's Watiri. He's got really bad front wing damage from that. I don't know where he's got the damage from. It's gone very wide. Be careful, it doesn't cut into the car in front. So mistake for him then. But yeah, Nicholas and Bird, obviously, but Nicholas, obviously, no, it was Tharlo. Sorry, I'm not even saying Birds, but yeah, that obviously Tharlo must have gained about 4 seconds on the undercut, and obviously thought, I don't know what it was. I just went onto them, and suddenly both of them are spinning out of control. I didn't actually know who was on the inside and who was on the outside, who was ahead or behind. But I just saw that both of them just lose control. Somehow, both got away with it. We have damage on reduced. You can get away with some quite ridiculous collisions. Oh, somebody's missed it. Tharlo's in the barriers. He's in the, and the safety car has come out. Now this is interesting. Darkin has got. He's got a get out of jail free card. And well, I won't say get out of jail free card. More like pass go. Or go on Monopoly and get a free £200. He's got a nice little cheeky coupon he can use, and that's the safety car. I mean, he won't come out in first place because obviously Nicholas is only 3 seconds behind. But Darkin, I think if he pits now, considering everything's been neutralised, I think he might, if he can get ahead of DJ Danny, that would be great because he avoids that big train. I think as everyone else is going to surely have to stay out because the last thing we'll do is actually pit. Oh, Nicholas is coming in! Oh, that's surprising. But everyone's just going for it anyway, and that means Nicholas, I think Dark Engineer will actually be leading then. And Osinox decides to stay out. He goes for track position. He's having to slow because of the delta. And Bird is back onto wet tyres. Now, I don't know what the idea is in that, because if it is drying out, why is he on wet tyres for? Well, he's just cocked up, because as soon as it starts to dry out, he's screwed. And Osinox still is in P3. Nicholas comes out in P2. Osinox doesn't even get the lead, so he can't even dictate the pace. Darking comes out in the lead then. So staying out long has gone in his favour. Starlight is now down to P11. So well then. That's just shaking her order up a little bit. At least they made the right tyre choice. Apart from Bird. But Bird is the Mafio from Tier 1. So then. Allows Batty to catch up here, but Maldivi fisted himself in the face. Well, I don't know about that. He might actually be glad because he's probably started the wet condition anyway. But gives a chance for Wetui to close up here. But why has Bird gone onto the wet? That's very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. I'm not sure why. Considering it's due to dry out soon. I think it's a safety car now. If it is going to dry out, what it should do, because that's what I said it for, to Drew, it should. It's just going to make that lull, that dry period, just to come a little bit earlier in the race. Because everything's slowed down to pretty much a halt. I mean, we're doing almost 3-minute lap times. And we've hit 2 minutes 30. We're not even into the chicane yet. So it'll be almost 3-minute lap times, you know, instead of doing like 2 minute, like 1 minute 50s or something. Yeah, it's almost double in the lap time. There you go, 2 minutes and 51 seconds, 53 seconds slower than what it should be doing. So yeah, well, it's gonna bring this sort of dry period up a little bit, but when it's gonna dry out, I do not know. I don't see the rain slowing down yet. Like I said, they did put very wet, dry. So whether it's going to dry out from very wet conditions to dry very quickly, I do not know. But we'll see how quickly it does come down. There we go, safety car in this lap then. Take a swig of water, but it's really just restart because it's going to be chaos. Well, it's more or less than a swig of water. It's more like a 20 gulps of water. I'm gonna need it. Darky then. He's gone. He's gone early. He's definitely caught Nicholas napping there. Darkin has led the trailer back. Green race we go. But Pistol is in the pit. I bet that AI is coming back out for a set of wet tyres. It is. He's putting himself back on another set. Oh, it's another set of intermediates. Why is it pitting him? This game, man. I don't get it. Why is it? And it's a scrub set of intermediates as well. It's not even a fresh set. I love how the game just screws you over. The game should only pit you when he absolutely needs to, not when it thinks it should. But here comes Justin on the bird. Oh, there's so much going on. I can't even keep up because I'll keep just in positions. I can't judge who's there. Bird's got another penalty. Maybe. Oh, and his contact. Oh, and he's got off. And now Danny's getting to place. Collision. Bird's wets are going to be a bit easy to get up the temperature, but how good are those wet tyres? Should be quite close this period of time at the moment. The gap between Osnox and Nicholas is already up to almost 2 seconds there. T leading the way then. The wet's not too bad at the moment. It's at that point where they're both just as quick as each other, but the intermediates will probably be the better tyre. Probably a little bit of a harder compound, I would assume, the intermediates. He's going to look at Osnox in. Nicholas fast level of the race then. Unsurprisingly, he's been probably one of the fastest driver on the driver at the track at the moment. Apart from Tharlo. Tharlo's probably just as quick, if not quicker. Just needs to get his arse into gear. Stop crashing into the barriers. Which he seems to be good at doing. If only if we drove like this in T1. Nothing quite happening through here then. The rain the rain has slowed down. The rain has slowed down, and now Bird is already looking for wet parts of the track here. Did Bird pit because he didn't have enough? Did he pit because he didn't have enough intermediates? They can't done because that had been his first or second set of intermediates. He should have had another set of inters. So why he pit for wet, I do not know. Oh, and Osnox has lost the rear and got a penalty. And that's brought Osnox back into the clutches here of the Bird. Bird is the default word, also known as. Yeah, the track is going to be drying out now. From now on, the track's just going to get drier and drier. And there's wet tyres. Oh, it did put Pistol onto the wet tyres. It put Pistol onto old wet tyres. So AI just screwing up. AI don't even know what they're doing at this point. That's Justin and Tharlo now fighting. Tharlo inside, then Arv Justin around that side here. Should we get a better traction? And it does. Bit of a drier patch, drier out on the outside on that racing line. Justin has to back out and has to give up the place. Tharlo's now loaded looking the move on DJ Danny here. Got a bit more battery. Danny's already down to 20%. Tharlo's got a bit to play with. Takes the line so much better than Danny. Look how much speed he's carrying through there. I think Danny's just running too high wings. Look at him go. Just Tharlo. Tharlo's gone. He's not even using an overtake. Not even Justin's not going to move with Danny. Oh, and there's been a bit of contact there. And that's the third time Justin's been out in that red-off area. And Tharlo's got a time penalty. Bird's going to start struggling now. Oh, Bird's kind of closed in on the racing line there, under the braking. Is that a bit dangerous there from the Bird and his D forward? Those wets. Look, he's already looking for the wet patches of track already. I don't even know how if those tyres are actually overheating, but he's already looking for the wet parts of the circuit. Why is he on those hard sweats? Oh, and that's completely throwing Bird's line off, and Tharlow has just... Oh, and there's contact. Ah, and he's for fourth. Yeah, Tharlow couldn't do that. Yeah, that's definitely Tharlow's fault there. You can't force him off like that. So it's a 5-second time bounty for there. Sign cock. Why do I feel like I've heard that name before? Not because it contains the word cock, just because I actually genuinely recognise the name of it. I have a previous STB driver. The top two are now pulling away here, and it's still raining here. Still no sign of it stopping. But if it is going to stop, it's going to stop very soon. Is the move going to be done here? Nicholas has been really closing up on Darkin over the last couple of laps. He's got the overtake, he's saved up his overtake, but so has Darkin. And now ran outside, and Darkin's used his overtake too late here. And he's already gave up the position to Nicholas. Nicholas has gained the position back, he's already put it straight back into none. Oh, a bit of a loss of rear end there. Just to charge that battery back up. Both of them using none here. Just charge up the battery. EOS management at the peak. Bird's already dropped down now, down to P7. Yeah, his wet tyres I think are... Oh, I've done at this point. I mean, it's better than being on the wets than in the slicks at this point, but... Tyres each other, really. You see the spray stops as soon as he gets back into that wet patch. Definitely see that it is a dry line, isn't it? It's definitely a dry part of the track. See this, it's actually quite nice to see. You can't see any spray come off the tyres through here. Oh, and those tyres are probably really overheating at this point. He's really struggling now. The side effect is right behind him. Danny past Starlo then. Osnox now some positions with Justin. Justin's got through, but Osnox's got plenty of battery. Birds again finding the wet side of the track, keeping his tyres cool, but is he going to make it to the end on these tyres? I mean, the thing is, if it's going to be slicked, it's got to be now. I don't think it's dry enough yet, even on the dry line. But if it's not slicked now, there's no point going slicks at all. So I don't think slick's going to come quick enough here for anyone. I think 3 laps is the max. I think, because otherwise there's no point. Because you're not going to gain 20 seconds in the space of 2 laps on the slicks, which wouldn't even be at peak performance at that point. Really trying to find the wet parts of the track. Justin trying to find a way through it. Part of the track looks a bit drier, this part of the track does. I think it is the highest part of the circuit. Oh, there's a bit of a lock up on the inside. No, it kind of closed the door. It's now wobbling. Pistols with tyres, obviously. And the safety cars come out. The safety cars come out. Pistols bottled it at a very strange part of the track. That is the last chicane he's bottled it, the bus stop chicane. When does this rain stop? Because is it worth going to slicks? Or is it safe bet to stay on the intermediates? And if you do you pit? Because if, say, Nicholas pits and everyone else stays out, Nicholas is going to be screwed because he's going to be so far behind. He's going to be dropped down to like P9 or something. So first of all, do they pit? And if they do, what tyres do they go on? Do they go on to slicks and hope it dries on the last 2 laps? Because it is clearing up. Or do they play it safe and stay on the inters and hope it doesn't dry out too much at the end of this race? It's It's a very interesting call now. It makes it difficult for everyone to do. What does Nicholas do? He stays out. Darkin stays out. Interesting calls then. They're playing it safe here, sticking to their gut. Danny stays out. Tharlo stays out. Justin stays out. Austin stays out. Bird comes in. Unsurprisingly, he can pop up on the serve intermediates and go to the end. It's a no-brainer for Bird. He has to get those wet tyres off. Wetui and Avni stay out. So only Bird pits. Obviously, onto serve intermediates. They're doing nicely to the end. And even when it does dry out, he will still have the best grip anyway, because everyone else is going to be on very badly, quite badly worn inters at this point. So Bird, it's a no-brainer. So this can come back to him here, but how much can he gain back in 2 laps? Because I'm assuming the safety car will be back in at the end of this lap. This is when the rain stops now at the end of this lap, and it just goes dry. And the people will be wishing they weren't on the slicks. Bet Bird's loving those grip on those tyres now. Track's drier. It's on the correct compound. It doesn't need to keep finding the wet parts of the track anymore. He does realise that. It does actually look dry though. The racing line, it does look dry. Still a bit of a shine to it. But it's definitely drier. I remember driving, I can't remember which F1 game it was now. It might have been like 2012 or something like that. Something like that, one of those games where on the outside of the track, on the outside of the racing line, it'll be wet enough for full wet. But in the racing line, it'll be completely dry, like it'll be completely bone dry. So you had to go on slicks. It literally like Canada in 2011. I think it was 2011, wasn't it? Or 2011 and 2012, where William Bottom came from like last to first, or something, made like 10 pit stops or something. But it was like that. Not quite, he's quite as effective on this game, but back in the days where you literally have a completely dry racing line and a absolutely soaking wet on the outside, it will literally be full wet tyres for the outside line. And you want 1 metre wide, that was it, you're in the barrier. It was ridiculous, that was. It was interesting to see how the game, by even 10 years ago, would somehow get the coding to do that. Was ridiculous. Just needs to be careful, because he's almost side by side there with Tharlo, and he's gone. Tharlo's been caught napping it. He's too busy sleeping at the controller. He's already lost. He's already a second behind Danny, even before the racing line to the start finish line. 1.5 seconds down. So it's a terrible start for him. It's already put everyone back here. What can Bird do on those tyres? It still hasn't stopped yet. Has the rain. Oh, a bit of a slide. He's so far off now. 1.4 seconds now. 1.5, 1.9. 4/10 back to Justin. Gaining. That's just pure slipstream and maybe lower wings. Still no DRS, which I wouldn't be surprised for the rest of this race now. So even these 2 safety cars, he hasn't brought this dry weather into the track at all. That's the thing when you do it custom, you don't actually know when it's going to come. The game you put what you want, and then it kind of randomizes roughly around the areas. Oh, and there's a big slide from Justin, and that loses the position to Oshinox. Oshinox has gone through. The top 3 has pulled away. Tharlo. This is causing mayhem at this point. As Nicholas has got 3 on Darkin, not a place expects him to get past, but he has got it done. But Nicholas has got past Darkin, unless they're just scrambling for position. But through has Nicholas up into P1. Is he going to hold it? Justin looks like he's had a mistake. And looks like also Wetui as well. So both cars are having mistakes there. Dropping them places. This is the last lap. Last lap, but for the lead. Danny will be waiting for his moment. His car's gone off it. Tharlo seems to be completely gone. He's out of it. Danny's gonna mess. It stops raining. It's now stopped raining. The track's now dry-ish. It's only stopped raining now. So, when do they activate the overtake? Thing is, you might want to save it down to Blanchimont. Nicholas is starting using it now. While Darkin's holding off, so is Danny. So Nicholas has kind of put himself a little bit under pressure here. Because he's now used an overtake that he didn't actually need to use. I mean, I got him the gap. Oh, not if you do that. That was a slide. Almost like a slide. I think Darkin made a mistake as well because he's losing turn to that. Danny needs to keep Darkin to stay with him here. As the track's now starting to dry out, and it's all about maximising the pace. Now it's drying out. You've got to keep up with the track improvement. And Danny seems to be struggling. Danny's really struggling here to keep up. You can't keep behind them. The track's improving. You've got to keep pushing. You've got to find that. You've just got to be every lap is that bit faster. And it looks like Nicholas might have us in the park here. But danger, Darkin. Darkin has 90% battery. And it's hot lap the way down. Nicholas is going to run out here. Nicholas is not going to have the battery left. Darkin, he's got 60% battery. Look at him go. He's going to absolutely fly past Nicholas here. Nicholas is going to be a sitting duck. And Nicholas protects it as he pushed him off into the grass. Oh, was that a bit too aggressive onto the bus-up chicane? Nicholas forces him wide. Darkin goes on the inside. There's a bit more tappy-tappy. Darkin now actually gets the lead. Darkin actually wins by 10. Danny can't gain anything. And Bird has to settle. Bird, what a comeback. P4 for him and the fastest lap of the race. P4 from P11 in a space of 2 laps. And Side Effects settles for P5. And wow, what an ending. I thought Nicholas might have had it on the exit there, but he has a major wobble trying to get the car back round. And what a chaotic ending that was. The track just drying out just made it that little bit more unpredictable. You know, when the track dries out like that, you just don't know how much more you can push. Every lap is a completely unknown. You know, you go for that corner and you realise actually you could go faster through that corner. That next guy behind you or in front takes that corner at the best it can be, and you're still running at the speed that you're used to. You're just losing time. You've got to, when it dries out like that, you just gotta push as hard as you can. You know, just because you're on intermediates doesn't mean you keep at intermediates pace. Inters in the dry is still faster than intermediates in the wet. You've got to take that into account. And Bird gets the fastest lap there. Maybe some penalties will be removed, but certainly there's going to be some penalties being applied here for some of these collisions. Darkin then wins the race, 47 minutes then. Not as long as I thought it was, but Nicholas P2, unfortunate for him then, leading most of the race. Danny P3, I think he'd be happy with that, but he would have hoped for a bit more. Bird P4, he's got to be happy with that comeback in the end. Side Effects P5, Oshinox P6, Cano P7, Avni P8, Justin B P9, Watui P10, Tharlo P11. Not a great drive from a not a great driver. Pistol DNF, with the AI kind of screwed him and disconnected. P12 and Spenny and Mardi also. The other two did not finishers. So Darker than Nicholas. We'll get Danny in the commentary box here for a quick little peeky little interview to see what he could have done in that race. Get him into the part A. If you'd like to join, it would be very nice. Here he is. Here we go. DJ Danny, would you like to include your audio if you can, if you are able to do an interview?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. Well, if you obviously have included your audio, well, it was a Obviously, a very interesting race. Wet conditions is what conditions you generally do tend to love. Did tend to see to struggle in that first stint a little bit, especially with the you struggled to keep up with Nicholas in that first stint. But apart from that, safety cars obviously made it very, very interesting and very tactical, especially at the end there with the late safety car and all the strategies going around. Just put it how your race went and how that fight at the end, especially, kind of lined up for you.
I think on the full wets for some reason I was just struggling with the rear, and I don't know if it's because I had too much front wing, and for the inter stop I did knock it down one, which seemed to make it a lot better. And I think it was just I think I probably just had a bit too much front wing, which was and as you know, I don't like a snappy car, so I was just struggling with that really, and so then I was having to drive more cautiously, which then meant I was a bit slow. So yeah, I think it was just a combination of that. Once I was on the inters, it seemed a lot better. But yeah, it was a weird one. Like I felt like I would have been quick, but I don't think I was normally I feel like I'm a lot quicker than that, and I don't know if it's just setup or because I did change some bits and bobs between for quality to try and make it more of a wet setup, and I don't know if that's detrimented that. But yeah, after that last safety car, I was in third, and I was like, can I get the guys in front? And it was kind of like an ERS battle, and yeah, I kind of messed it up on the last into the sector three, and that that meant that third place was really all I could get. I mean, I saw them going side by side out. Part of me was hoping they send each other wide and I can go through, but that didn't happen. I think the restart might get looked at because I think that was a bit um, went early and then stopped again, which is obviously against the rules. So I don't know if that's something that needs to be looked to. So I'm happy with P3, but if we can get more from that, that would be great because I've only had one podium this season. So yeah, it was a all right race for me. I think performance wise, there was a few things I could have done better.
Right then, thank you, Dan, for all that. So yeah, very interesting then, especially with everything went down, especially in that last lap. But yeah, nonetheless, congratulations on your P3, and we'll see you next week for, I believe it's Baku. So that is it then. That is the Belgian Grand Prix. Obviously, come back for tomorrow at the same time the for the Belgian Grand Prix for the Tier 3 lobby if you would like to watch that. But if you don't, then we'll be back on Monday as well with Maldi and possibly Pistol in the commentary box for the Baku Grand Prix or the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at 480p. Excellent stuff. But we'll see you then. If not tomorrow, we'll see you on Monday. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.